It was one of those days where the city seemed to have emptied out. The kind of day where the wind rustled through the fallen leaves on the sidewalk, and the only other sounds were the occasional car and the distant sirens. Ethan hurried along, his eyes fixed on the path ahead. He had been working late, and now the sun had dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Street lamps flickered on, casting long shadows that danced and swayed in the twilight. The silence in the air was heavy, almost unnatural. It made Ethan's unease grow. He couldn't shake off the feeling that someone or something was watching him. Every so often, he would hear soft footsteps, just barely audible, echoing softly behind him. Turning around, he would see nothing. Just when he thought he was losing his mind, he would hear the footsteps again, closer this time. Each step was silent, yet somehow more menacing than a heavy stomp. This continued for a while, the sound of footsteps following him relentlessly, always just out of sight. The thought of running, of putting distance between himself and whatever was following him, made him break into a jog. As he rounded a corner, he saw the silhouette of an old abandoned building against the darkening sky. The windows were dark, vacant eye sockets staring back at him. The place had been deserted for years, or so everyone believed. Taking a deep breath, Ethan tried to calm his racing heart. It was just an old building, he told himself. There was nothing to be afraid of. Yet, as he passed by, a sudden chill ran down his spine. He couldn't help but glance at the windows, half expecting to see a face peering out. Instead, he saw light. It was faint, flickering, as if someone had lit a candle inside. But that was impossible. No one lived there. He quickened his pace, wanting to put that building and its eerie glow behind him. Then he heard it, a whisper that seemed to slither into his ear. "Ethan, stop." He froze. It was a female voice, soft yet clear, like silk and steel. He turned around, his heart pounding against his ribs. The street was empty. The buildings stood silent and still, their windows like vacant eyes. Taking a shaky breath, Ethan forced himself to move forward. He needed to get home. As he did, he felt it again, that icy chill, as if a cold hand had brushed against his shoulder. He spun around, his eyes searching the shadows. There was nothing there. Panic clawed at his throat, constricting his chest. What was happening? Was he going crazy? Then he saw it in the cracked window of the abandoned building. A tall, dark shadow, inky black and featureless. It pressed its hand against the glass, trying to push through. A strangled scream caught in Ethan's throat. He stumbled back, his eyes wide with terror. The shadow moved, shifting in the window, its hand scraping against the glass, making a sound like nails on a chalkboard. His legs felt heavy, as if weighted down with chains. It was as if an invisible force was pulling him towards the building, compelling him to go closer. But fear gave him strength, and he broke free from that unseen pull. He started to run, his feet pounding on the pavement, the sound of his own breathing loud in his ears. He could feel the shadows gaze upon him, burning into his back, and he dared not look back. He didn't dare see if it was gaining on him, if it was as fast. All he could think about was getting home, getting inside where he could lock the doors and be safe. Finally, he reached his home, the street where he lived. Relief flooded him, making his legs feel lighter. He could finally breathe normally again. Reaching his front door, he fumbled with his keys, his hands shaking. Just as he got the door open, he looked back. In the dim light, he could have sworn he saw the shadow standing right at his doorstep. He shook his head, dismissing what he had seen. It had to be the exhaustion, the stress of the day, he told himself. He stepped inside, locked the door, and leaned against it, sliding down to the floor with his back against the door. He could still feel the unseen eyes on him. He could still feel the terror that threatened to consume him. Peeking out the window, he saw the shadow gone. The street was empty, bathed in the soft glow of the street lamps. But as he watched, the shadow reappeared, standing at his doorstep, its dark form silhouetted against the light. Then it leaned down, as if peering through the keyhole, and a whisper, soft yet chilling, echoed in his ears. "I told you to stop."